Okay, one of the issues is the portrait itself. And I think once you take a portrait like this that is cropped, it's easy to look at the photograph because, Gestalt, our mind will fill in the rest of the top of her head and her shoulders. Our mind will fill that in for us. So we don't see anything odd or unusual when we see a portrait of a face where the top of the head is cropped off. I mean, we just fill it in, right? But when you're going to duplicate that in a somewhat of an unnatural reproduction using letter forms and words, then we have this issue that it just stops right there. And I think that is the main issue. I think that is among one other thing I want to mention, but that is critical right there. So I think that you could have chosen a better image. Um, as such, we can work around this. It's not too difficult to work around. Now, if you decide you want to keep the image, I would say merely just put a hairline stroke of a frame around the portrait, okay? Now, why is this not working? It's not working for two reasons. Number one is that this is not simplified enough. These shapes are all just too jagged. And I think that once you really smooth these shapes out, you'll be able to visualize this assignment much more. And the reason I say that is because you clearly have three clearly demarcated grays or shades. You've got the dark black, you've got the gray, and then you've got the white. So you're set up for success here. However, it's just there's too many jagged little things, little lines that need to be cleaned up. Okay, once you do clean this up, okay, so that's a smooth line right there through there. Okay, then you can start putting text in there and having a good solid reference as to the tonality of that particular area of the face and how that will be represented textually. Likewise with the black areas and the white areas. And that's really all you're doing here. So I think once you simplify that facial area, and I think the hair here this is too difficult. There's too much here. There's too many little lines. So let's just simplify that all as well. Get these lines really simple. Like check out the example from week 1 where the male model, remember I posted that example in the announcements area way back in week 1, and it was the assignment that was from a student from a previous class. So take a look at that and see how that particular designer set up the illustration for which she used to base the portrait on. And I think you'll really see what I'm talking about when I say this needs to be simplified. Once you do that, it's a matter of filling letters in the tonal area to represent the tonal areas. Now, I think that the typeface is really difficult to work with because it's a script, which means it's got a lot of different flourishes and it's got a lot of different things that are going to be difficult to work with. I will say one thing, when you do work script type into a typographic portrait, it's phenomenal. So if you want to keep working, if you think you can do it, I'm all for it. If you want to change the typeface, I'm all for that too. Gosh, I hope you have just 1 second. I just want to show you something really quick. Okay, I just want to go over here and I just want to see, let me see. Typographic celebrity portrait. And I'm going to say, because I want to show you one that has that, where is it? Here it is, right here. That has that kind of scripty, that's not going to help. But so I'll close that. Let's just get rid of that. And then, come on. Okay, and we'll look at that. Now that's really phenomenal. And that is that kind of lettered script building density and building tonal variations using the density created by stacking type. if you want to take a look at that, you might get some ideas. That's a neat piece right there. And I just Googled image search for typographic celebrity portrait John Lennon, and that's the one we're looking at. Okay, so all right, so that's what I got. And if you have any questions, please feel free to give me a holler, or if I can clarify anything, I'll be glad to do so. Okay, thanks.